Lion King came out in the summer of 1994. In the spring of 1994, on Broadway, opened our enormously successful stage production of Beauty and the Beast. Michael Eisner said to me, you know, we should do The Lion King on Broadway.
I think Tom Schumacher's on the record saying, "You're crazy, Michael."
Are you nuts? You're talking about a lion.
Whether it was a good idea, whether we thought it was a bad idea, we all thought it was a bit nutty at first.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard.
Everybody said, oh my God, you've got to be kidding, Lion King? What are they going to do, wear rubber heads and dance around or something?
It just sounded awful and absurd.
I thought, well, this would be like Cats, you know, but 20 years too late.
I just didn't know how they could do it, except for, you know, for having all those kind of mascots that you see at like professional NFL games walking around doing numbers. And I thought, hey, that's going to be really great.
So there was a lot of laughter accompanying the idea.
So I simply said to Tom Schumacher and Peter Schneider, if you don't figure out what to do, then I'm just going to go do it.
My point exactly.
Because everybody was skeptical, and that created a scurrying around.
It was Tom Schumacher, I think, that had just worked with Julie Taymor in a number of Broadway venues and said, the only way I can ever imagine it working is to have someone re-envision it, reinterpret it for the stage and do something highly theatrical.
Julie's idea was very different because she said, although this is a story told with animals, it's a human tale. It's a tale of us. And so to do that, she wanted the human revealed at all times. And if you look, whether you play a principal character, whether you play an ensemble person who is becoming animal and plant, all these things, you always see the person.
I had to play with keeping a certain amount of the character of the Disney characters so that they're recognizable. But then I was also very inspired by African masks, which are much more abstract, much more stylized, much more essential, less soft and round. But you'll also see my style, and I have a definite sculpture style, mixed with Africa, so it's kind of a three-pronged thing. I wanted them not to look so flat. I want them to have a kind of depth that wood has. So texture and organic materials, fibers, wood, something that would make it less cartoon-like. This isn't to be a cartoon brought to life. This is an actual theatricalization of The Lion King as a script.
Julie has a great way of taking a lot of different influences from around the world. You know, that she studied the Balinese dance and Balinese mask making, and she took a lot of the rhythms and the shapes and things from that. And the bunraku puppetry from Japan, where the people manipulate the puppets in front of them and they're dressed in black. She took that idea for Timon and for Zazu, and the mixture of all of this, the mixture of masks and puppets and people and the abstraction of it, I think, just really helped make Lion King work.
It's very hard to single out any one individual and say they were responsible for what happened. I'm a very big believer in the collective process of the coming together of an extraordinary bunch of artists to create something extraordinary. Without Julie Taymor, however, The Lion King in its present form would never exist.